a high-profile kidnapping, a clueless detective, and a cave from which no one has ever returned. Today, Operation White Cloud has officially begun in the jungle of Gumshum. Will Prince Zigbee be able to rescue his precious toy from the clutches of the mighty Go-Go Gorilla? Or is this story heading toward a twist that no one ever saw coming? The morning in the jungle of Gumshum should have been pleasant, but it wasn't. The sun had barely rubbed its eyes when a soul-piercing scream erupted from the royal den. It was so loud that owls fell off their branches and squirrels dropped their nuts in panic. It was Prince Zigbee, the future king of the jungle and currently the most pampered lion cub in history. Zigbee had golden fur and a royal lineage, but his only real authority was a small, incredibly soft white cotton teddy bear named Puff Puff. Puff Puff wasn't just a toy. He was Zigbee's secretary, his pillow, and the only friend who never laughed when Zigbee's mighty roar sounded more like a kitten's sneeze. "My Puff Puff is gone! My Puff Puff has been kidnapped!" Zigbee ran around on his short legs, his face wet with tears and his mane a mess. "If Puff Puff isn't found, I'm canceling lunch for everyone, and nobody is allowed to swim in the pond today." Just then, a strange figure emerged from the bushes. It was Picasso Panther, a leopard who had replaced his natural black spots with splashes of colorful paint because he considered himself the jungle's greatest artist. Behind him crawled Tick-Tock Tortoise, who had an ancient clock strapped to his shell and claimed to do everything on schedule, even though he was always 3 hours late. "Your Highness, why the long face? Your crying is going to ruin the humidity for my latest masterpiece," Picasso said, waving his tail like a paintbrush. "My Puff Puff is stolen. He was white, he was round, and he was the piece of my life," Zigbee wailed. Tick-Tock Tortoise checked his clock, wiped his spectacles, and announced, "Sire, according to my records, Puff Puff vanished at exactly 5:42 a.m. This is the optimal time to begin a search. We shall call it Operation White Cloud." Immediately, they summoned the jungle's most famous and most incompetent detective, Japet Singh the Langur. Japet Singh wore his glasses upside down, claiming that the truth looks straighter when viewed from the wrong angle. He arrived carrying a massive magnifying glass and promptly walked straight into a tree. "Stand back, everyone. This is a professional investigation," Japet Singh said, sniffing the ground. The soil is speaking to me." "What is it saying?" asked Zigbee impatiently. "The soil is saying it needs water. Very dry," Japet Singh replied seriously, making everyone facepalm. Suddenly, Japet Singh spotted something on a branch. "Aha! Suspense! Look at this!" He picked up a tiny tuft of white cotton. "Puff Puff's blood! Or perhaps his body has been torn apart." Zigbee nearly fainted. "No! My Puff Puff was strong!" Japet Singh wrinkled his nose and sniffed the air. "There is a scent of strawberries in the breeze, and I know exactly who in this jungle has a sweet tooth for strawberries." The bizarre group, a crying lion cub, a painted panther, a slow tortoise, and an upside-down glass-wearing monkey, headed toward the strawberry garden. On the way, they passed Dolak Elephant, who was sleeping by the river, snoring so loudly it sounded like a drum corps. When they reached the garden, they found a long-necked giraffe named Miss Tick-Tick. She was always heavily made up, and considered herself the jungle's chief gossip officer. At that moment, she was trying to use a large strawberry as a natural lipstick. "Miss Tick-Tick, did you see a white cloud-like toy pass through here?" Zigby asked, eyes full of hope. Miss Tick-Tick flipped her mane. "Oh, darling, I was busy with my beauty routine. But yes, I did see a very suspicious creature. It was Go-Go Gorilla. He was clutching something white in his arms like it was a grand treasure. He was mumbling something about needing a prop for his new YouTube channel, Jungle Fitness." "Go-Go Gorilla?" Zigby's anger hit the roof. "He's always at the gym lifting weights. What does he want with my Puff Puff? Is he using him as a dumbbell?" Japat Singh pulled out his diary and drew a clumsy sketch. "The case is clear. Kidnapper, Go-Go Gorilla. Location, the Utpatang Cave. Motive, global stardom." Utpatang Cave was located in a part of the jungle where leaves grew upside down and stones hummed when you stepped on them. As the group approached the cave, strange sounds echoed from within. "Ha ha ha! Now I will wash you, then I will powder you, and then we shall pose for the camera." It was the deep, booming voice of Go-Go Gorilla. Zigby's heart sank. He's powdering Puff Puff? Does he want to turn him into a mini white gorilla? Picasso Panther suggested, "We need a plan. I'll distract him by painting murals on the cave walls. Japat Singh will confuse him with nonsense talk, and Zigby will pounce and grab Puff Puff." Tick-Tock Tortoise checked his clock. "We have exactly 4 minutes and 12 seconds for this operation, or Gobo's live stream will begin." They crept inside. The sight inside the cave left them speechless. Go-Go Gorilla, famous for his terrifying strength, was sitting on a tiny pink stool. In front of him was a small table with clay cups. Puff Puff was perched on a high chair wearing a tiny Mickey Mouse hat. Go-Go was holding a toy teacup to Puff Puff's mouth, saying, "Have some more tea, Mr. Puff Puff. What lovely weather we are having today." Everyone burst out laughing. Zigby, who had been furious, was now just confused. "Go-Go, what on earth are you doing?" Zigby asked, stepping into the light. Go-Go Gorilla jumped so high he nearly hit the ceiling. He dropped his cup and turned bright red with embarrassment. "Oh, Prince? You're here? I was just... Why did you steal my Puff Puff?" Zigby asked, his voice softening. Go-Go Gorilla looked at his feet. "The truth is, everyone in the jungle is scared of me. Nobody has tea with me, nobody talks to me, because I'm too big and strong. I found him lying near the bushes this morning. He was so soft, and his eyes looked so kind. I felt like I finally had a friend who wouldn't run away from me." Zigby realized his mistake. Puff Puff hadn't been stolen. Zigby had dropped him while playing. "You didn't steal him, you took care of him," Zigby said, walking up and taking Go-Go's hand. "But Go-Go, you didn't need to hide. If you wanted a friend, we are all here." Picasso Panther immediately painted a beautiful flower on Go-Go's arm.
Wow.
"Now
That's
you're part of the
absolutely
Artists
beautiful.
Guild." Japat Singh straightened his glasses for the first time and declared, "Case closed, but on one condition, Puff Puff must come here for a tea party once a week." That night, the jungle of Gumshum hosted a party like no other. Every animal brought their favorite toy or a special stone. Dolik Elephant played a fanfare with his trunk. Miss Tick-Tick did a photo shoot of everyone, and Go-Go Gorilla served strawberry juice. Zigby hugged Puff Puff tight, realizing that true kingship isn't about scaring others, but about making sure no one feels alone. Puff Puff was no longer just a toy. He was a symbol of the jungle's new friendship. And as for Japat Singh, He was still hanging upside down from a tree, writing in his diary, Operation White Cloud, success. Next mission, is the moon actually a giant piece of cheese? The animals fell asleep happy, and the small smile on Puff Puff's face seemed to spread peace across the entire jungle.